This is a group project on the nervous system, reflexes, and senses. I'm Claire Auma.
I'm Amran Ali.
Munyiva Mumbo.
Yvonne Jerry.
Nervous system. The nervous system is a part of an animal's body that coordinates its actions and transmits signals to and from different parts of its body. It consists of two main parts, the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. The CNS contains the brain and the spinal cord, while the PNS consists of mainly nerves which are enclosed bundles of long fibers or axons that connect the CNS to every other part of the body. The nerves that transmit signals from the brain are called motor or efferent nerves, while those nerves that transmit information from the body to the CNS are called sensory or afferent. There are several types of reflexes: spinal, cranial, congenital, acquired, monosynaptic, polysynaptic, somatic, and autonomic reflex. A reflex arc is a pathway in which signals travel over many synapses on their way back to the muscles. There are 5 parts of reflex arc: the receptor that detects a stimulus, the afferent neuron that sends an electrical signal to the CNS, the integration center that consists of one or more synapses in the CNS and processes the information. The other one is the motor neuron that sends an electric signal from the CNS to the effector. And the last one is the effector, which may be muscle tissue or gland that responds appropriately. The diagram below represents the several types of reflexes. Reflex arc. There are 2 types of reflex arc: autonomic reflex arc and somatic reflex arc.
The autonomic reflexes control and regulate smooth muscle cells, cardiac muscle cells, and glands. In general, these reflexes contain the same basic components as somatic reflexes, but a key difference is that autonomic reflexes have the ability of both stimulate or inhibit the smooth muscle gland. Yes. Examples of autonomic reflexes include the papillary pupil constricts on both sides when you shine a light into the eye, and accommodation focus on distant objects, then near object pupil constricts on both sides. Somatic reflexes: an unlined skeletal muscle reflex mediated by the brainstem and spinal cord result in an involuntary contraction of a muscle are involved in the reflex control of skeletal muscles, and as such, there are many different types of somatic reflexes, including withdrawal reflexes and stretch reflexes and tendon reflexes. Examples of somatic reflexes include the corneal blink reflexes, which is to respond to a stimulus, and the patellar knee jerk. The tap patellar ligament stretches quads. Reflex testing is an important diagnostic tool for assessing the general health of the nervous system. Distorted, exaggerated, or absent reflexes may indicate pathology. If the spinal cord is damaged, reflex tests can help pinpoint the level of the damage. Somatic reflex: the patellar reflex. The patellar or the knee jerk reflex is called a stretch reflex because it is initiated by tapping a tendon, which stretches the muscle. Stretch reflexes generally act to maintain posture, balance, and locomotion.
The knee jerk reflex, tapping a tendon which stretches the muscle. The knee jerk reflex acts the mechanism of tapping a tendon which stretches the muscle. This produces a signal which travels back to the spinal cord, and from there an alpha motor neuron conducts an efferent impulse back to the quadriceps femoris muscle, which is the leg muscle, triggering contraction. This contraction coordinated with the relaxation of the Antagonistic flexor hamstring muscle causes the leg to kick. After the tap of a hammer, the leg is normally extended once and comes to rest. This reflex may be diminished or absent in lower motor neuron lesions and during sleep. The pupillary reflexes test. This is a reflex that controls the diameter of the pupil in response to the intensity of light that falls on the retinal ganglion cells of the eye, thereby assisting in adaptation to various levels of lightness or darkness. A greater intensity of light causes the pupil to constrict, allowing less light in, whereas a lower intensity of light causes the pupil to dilate, expansion, allowing more light in. Thus, the papillary light reflex regulates the intensity of light entering the eye. The pupillary light reflex and the consensual reflex, the retina of the eye is the receptor. The optical nerve holds the afferent fibers. The oculomotor nerve contains the efferent fibers, and the smooth muscle of the iris is the effector organ. Pupillary light reflex can distinguish between damage to the optic nerve and damage to the oculomotor nerve. The optic nerve controls the direct pupillary light reflex. The oculomotor nerve controls the consensual pupillary light reflex, as shown in the diagram.
General sensation